So, my students asked if we could try to create something like a Doctor Strange portal using the HoloLens. And so, this is a first attempt at trying to think about a way that we could potentially do this. So I basically have a, a setup here where we have a circle that can go around, and we can take that sphere that you see that's kind of going around out there, and we can attach it to our hand. And then what we can do is we can basically take it and we can grab our hand and we can move it around in a circle. Now, you'll see that right now there are these circles that are in here, and those are kind of creating like a set of colliders. And you'll see that if I let this go long enough, you'll see that it starts to lose track of the pieces as we go around, and this enters the triggers. For each one of these circles, we can go and we can actually increase the number of particles that are produced at any given point in time. And if we do this enough, we'll get to the point where we have the equivalent of like a portal in front of us. Now, ultimately, what we would do is we would go in and we would take the different parts of the spheres or whatever that we've got in here, we would take those pieces and we would basically just make it so that they didn't have a mesh renderer on them. And then we would be able to take this and we would be able to do the same kind of thing, but without having anything in front of us. Now, you can see that we still have these other particle pieces that are in there. So there's a sphere right here, and there is also this like orientation point. And if I take those and I make them small, you'll see that now I don't have anything in front of me. But if I take my hand and I bring it out and I do this, we can get to the point where we have, kind of like in Doctor Strange, the creation of at least a particle system effect that we can use in order to try and create a portal that we would be able to potentially have be something that we could have show up. And you'll notice that as soon as I take my hand and I move it out of the way, we get to the point where you can't see that anymore. And then ultimately we would take this same piece right here, that same kind of prefab, and we would make it so that the prefab also doesn't have a mesh renderer on it, but does have the other pieces. So you'll see that now I can get to the point where I can go ahead and I can take this and I can make it so that we have the beginning of a portal. So first step, not terribly great yet, but we'll get to the point where that particle system actually does end up being something that we can use. And we'll also make it where with your other hand you can go and you can grab something like a sling ring or whatever and grab that, pick it up, and then you would be able to go and basically create a portal like this wherever it is that you would want that to be. We'll work on the particle system, make the particle system look, really fancy and stuff, but there you go. Like, first step at making a Doctor Strange portal using the HoloLens 2.